Huh? Angel! Finally, you replied to me. I just got a call from the hospital. Is it true? Is Dad really gone? So, you finally decided to answer, Aaliyah. Yeah, his condition took a sudden turn for the worse yesterday. And this morning, he passed away. Yes! Finally, it's over! 5 years since he was diagnosed! It's been such a long wait! What? Aaliyah, did you just celebrate our father's death? Oh, don't act all high and mighty. Dad's death means one thing, his inheritance. We're talking about a massive estate that's been in the family for generations, billions in assets. How could I not be excited? I bet deep down you're feeling the same way. Absolutely not. Bringing up the inheritance right after he passed is beyond disrespectful. Whatever. Anyway, how's the funeral prep going? You are taking care of it, right? Of course. I started making arrangements right away. Dad was very meticulous. He left detailed instructions on how he wanted the funeral. We're following them exactly. If everything goes smoothly, the funeral will be held tomorrow. Good. Then I'll take it from here. You can go home now. No, I'm staying to help. I've barely slept after being by his side for days, but this is important. He was my father. I need to be here. Your father? Please. I couldn't care less about your exhaustion. A fake daughter has no place at our father's funeral. Go home. You're not needed. What? You're adopted. No blood relation whatsoever. A fake daughter like you has no right to be here, and you're definitely not allowed at the funeral tomorrow. Wait, Aaliyah, that doesn't matter right now. Blood or not, Dad was still my father. I will be at his funeral tomorrow as his daughter. Like hell you will. You were never his daughter, and I'll never let you pretend otherwise. Stop acting like you belong, you pathetic fraud. Excuse me? Face reality. You are nothing more than a pity case. Dad only took you in because of some workplace tragedy. Your parents were just employees at his company. When they died in that accident, he felt sorry for you. So, out of charity, he brought you into his home. That's all you ever were, a burden he felt guilty about. That's not true. The funeral is our final goodbye. Dad deserves to rest in peace with his real family. And you're just some outsider who doesn't belong. Aaliyah, this is too much. Even if you hate me, throwing a bucket of water on me to drive me away, that's going too far. I told you not to come. If you won't listen to words, then I have to show you. How could I not come? I may be adopted, but I grew up as part of this family. I have every right to attend our father's funeral. Don't call him your father! You're not even related to him. You're a fraud, and frauds don't get to be part of this. But I was the one who took care of him. From the moment he got sick, I was there. You never visited. Not once. You abandoned him. You didn't even say goodbye. So what? You were astray and Dad took pity on you. Taking care of him was the least you could do in return. But in the end, you're just a fake. You don't belong at his funeral. That's so convenient for you. You left all the hard work to me, and now you get to claim ownership over his final moments? I just wanted to say goodbye. Yeah, right. You're only obsessed with the funeral because of the inheritance. Trying to act all emotional, please. What? I already told you. Dad's entire estate belongs to me. A fake daughter like you isn't getting a single cent. I never wanted his money. Then there's no reason for you to be at the funeral, right? I'll be so generous and let you visit the grave later. That's enough for a fraud like you. Aaliyah, please. I don't care about the inheritance. I just want to be there for Dad. I promise. I'll leave right after. No! You're leaving now. You're nothing but an eyesore here. But can you even handle the funeral alone? What? There'll be so many people coming. Relatives, longtime friends, business partners. You haven't even been home for years. I could help. I don't need your help. I planned for this. I brought my fiancé. Fiancé? Yep. What better time to introduce him than at the funeral? All our relatives will be there, so it's perfect. And with him by my side, we'll get through this just fine. You're announcing your engagement at Dad's funeral? That's unbelievably disrespectful. Who cares? Once this is over, the inheritance is mine. With all that money, my wedding is going to be beyond extravagant. So that's why you care so much about the money. It's not about Dad at all. It's about having a luxurious wedding. Exactly! I'm getting a custom-made wedding dress from the most famous designer. A massive venue, the best catering. Money is no issue with Dad's inheritance, so hurry up and leave already. You were never part of this family, and you never will be. Fine, but don't ever ask me for help again. No matter what happens, I won't lift a finger for you. Ha! Like I'd ever need your help! Now get lost, fake sister! Angel, you've got to fix this right now! The inheritance from Dad that I worked so hard to get is gone! Huh? It looks like it was taken! The land I inherited, it's gone! My money is gone! No way. Did someone posing as a real estate agent contact you? How did you know? Just like you said, a person claiming to be a real estate agent contacted me. They said everything was going smoothly with Dad's land development project. They mentioned that since I inherited the land, my signature was needed. They told me to sign a contract for the development. And you signed it, just like they told you? Well, they promised it would be profitable. They said we were going to build a large shopping mall on Dad's land. I didn't understand all the details, but they promised I'd get money every year. How could I not sign? No. If you're going to sign something, you need to thoroughly check the details. I didn't want to go through all that hassle. They said it was a plan that Dad and I had worked on for a long time. So I signed right away, and now it's all been taken from me, which is just horrible. I feel for you, but this is a textbook scam. If you had checked the details of the contract and the person you were dealing with, this could have been avoided. Dad had been approached many times by shady real estate agents, but he always turned them down. Wait, what? Dad was a huge landowner, so there were tons of people who tried to take advantage of him. When word spread that he was in the hospital, it got really bad. Some shady agents even went to his hospital room. What? They must have thought he was too ill to make sound decisions, but Dad was sharp until the very end. He saw through all the too good to be true offers and turned them down. I made sure to sit in on those meetings with him. It was eye-opening to see how these bad people tried to approach us and what kinds of stories they told. If that's the case, you should have told me in advance. Then I could have been more cautious. I wouldn't have been scammed and lost everything. I told you, don't get involved. I made it clear that we're not a family anymore. I don't care what happens to other people, and I'm not going to warn you. What? You said that when you kicked me out of the funeral home. That's true, but you could have shown some kindness. This is just harassment. Just because I didn't inherit everything doesn't mean you should treat me like this. The fact that I got scammed, that's all your fault. My fault? Yes, I'm not the one who got scammed. You're the one who messed up, so you take responsibility. Go and get my land and money back. Stop saying ridiculous things. I'm not helping, and I won't get involved. I made it clear that whatever happens to you, it's not my problem. Shut up! A mere adopted child has no right to speak back to me. Take responsibility right now and get it all back. If you don't, I'll make you pay for the land you stole from me.
Enough with the nonsense! If anyone's gonna take responsibility and get it back, it's you, the one who got scammed! How could you let our ancestors' land be taken so easily? It's not just me, the whole family is furious with you!
Huh?
You better get the deed and rights back, you fool! If not, none of us will ever forgive you!
Wait. What's going on? You're not Angel, are you?
You've forgotten already? I'm your uncle, your father's younger brother.
What? Uncle Marcus? Why are you showing up out of nowhere?
Angel wasn't at the funeral, so I came in her place to check on things. Angel had been taking care of my brother for years. We were all worried she might collapse from the shock of his death.
Why would anyone care about this person? Angel is just an adopted child. She's not even a real family member.
You idiot! What does it matter that we're not blood related? From the day my brother took Angel in, she's been as much of a daughter to him as anyone. She's just as important to us as any real family member.
Huh?
What's wrong with worrying about family?
Wait, hold on. You're going too far calling Angel family. She's getting way too cocky.
Angel took care of my brother's every need, more than anyone else. We would visit the hospital from time to time, but Angel was always there. She even took care of the flowers in the vase. Someone who did all of that isn't just family. She's family!
But...
So let me ask you, what have you done? You didn't visit once during his illness, not even once in all those years! And then during the funeral, you were talking about your engagement and inheritance plans behind the scenes. Everyone saw your rude, inappropriate behavior.
What? I'm my father's one and only blood-related daughter. The inheritance is huge, and it's only natural I talk about it early.
If blood relations matter so much to you, then you should get the land back yourself. That land was originally ours. It wasn't meant to be inherited by a non-blood relative like your father. It certainly shouldn't be passed down to you either. Now get it back from them right away.
What? What do you mean by that?
Actually, your father was adopted too. Your paternal grandparents took him in from a family friend.
What?
I don't know all the details, but I heard he lost his real parents in an accident, and when that happened, his grandparents took him in. A few years later, I was born, so neither I nor your father are blood relatives.
What is this story? I've never heard this before.
It doesn't matter that we're not blood related. We didn't care about that, so we never made a big deal out of it.
But...
When your grandfather passed, no one ever said, "Don't let your brother inherit." We all inherited equally. Your father, as the eldest, even got a little more. No one thought that was strange, but it seems you have a different opinion.
What?
If blood relations matter so much, then get the land back now! It was originally our family's property, passed down for generations! It shouldn't be inherited by a non-blood relative like your father! It certainly shouldn't be passed on to you either! Now give it back to me, the one who shares the true family bloodline!
Even if you say that, I can't return what's already been stolen from me.
If you can't return it, why do you dump this on Angel? Why pass your responsibilities to an innocent party like her?
That's...
You're the one who first demanded responsibility. If the land can't be returned, pay the money. You're gonna be held responsible and make compensation.
Are you serious? Do you really think I can pay back the value of that land?
Roughly about $300 million, but you're gonna take full responsibility, and I'm gonna make sure you pay.
I can't do that. I barely have any savings. I've been relying on Dad's inheritance for everything. I've never saved a penny.
Your situation doesn't concern me.
Huh?
If you really can't pay, then explain everything to the family. Explain why Angel wasn't at the funeral, why you've been hoarding the inheritance, and how you got scammed in the first place.
That's going to cause a huge uproar in the family. They're going to be so mad. I'd be too scared to go.
Then get that 300 million ready or make up your mind to explain. Contact me when you're ready to face the consequences.
Angel, what am I going to do? I can't get in touch with my fiancé. What? I had no choice, so I thought I'd go apologize to my relatives. But going alone is too lonely, too scary, so I tried to bring my fiancé with me, and then he said, "Don't drag me into this mess." But he's the one who kept pushing me to sign the papers in the first place. He has just as much responsibility as I do, and now he's running away? Wait a second, was he there when you signed the real estate scam papers? Of course! The contract stuff seemed complicated, and I was nervous handling it alone, so I asked my fiancé to come with me. The two of us listened to the real estate agent together. Then my fiancé went, "This is a guaranteed moneymaker. You should sign it now." He kept rushing me, so I just signed. That sounds like he was part of the scam. What? No way! By the way, when exactly did you two start dating? And when did you get engaged? We started dating last year. He proposed to me the day my dad passed away. We were together when I got the call from the hospital, and he told me, "Even if you lose your family, don't worry, I'll be your family now." That timing is way too convenient. Now that you mention it, he did ask a lot of questions about my dad's condition. Wait, was he really part of the scam? Is he seriously never coming back? What about my wedding? You can't contact him, and you have no idea where he is, right? You can't have a wedding without the groom. No. Was he really just using me this whole time? My relatives are already blowing up my phone with furious calls. And this morning, I got some weird legal notice. Something about inheritance tax. Oh, so the tax office has already reached out? You inherited a lot of assets. I imagine the taxes on that must be enormous. Enormous doesn't even begin to cover it. They're demanding nearly $300 million in taxes. 300 million? Well, your family has been major landowners for generations. I guess it makes sense, but still, that's insane. Apparently, there are ways to lower the tax burden a little, but I don't know anything about legal procedures. And now my fiancé is gone. Angel, please, help me. I can't do this on my own. Stop whining and deal with it. You're the one who inherited everything. Then I'll share some of the inheritance with you. Wouldn't that be fair? Nope, I don't need it. I'm not claiming any inheritance. It's all yours to handle. Wait, what? You don't want Dad's inheritance? We're talking massive amounts of land and money. I'm not struggling financially. Besides, I started my own company a while ago. Dad taught me everything he knew about running a business. That's all I need. I have my company and my memories of him. Nothing else matters. So you're on your own with the inheritance. Wait. You're saying you own a company? It's just a small business, nothing fancy. But thankfully, it's stable and doing well. So yeah, I don't need Dad's money, and I'm not getting involved in your mess. No, please, don't abandon me. Dad's gone, and you're my only family now. No, we're not family. I remember exactly when you made that clear to me. So that's that. Don't contact me again. I know you're in a tough spot, but you'll just have to deal with it. Take care, Aaliyah. After everything had unfolded, my sister, Aaliyah, made a shocking decision to flee the country. It wasn't something anyone had expected, and certainly not something anyone thought would be the solution to her mounting problems. In her mind, however, it was the only option left. She had reached the breaking point. At this rate, I have no choice but to run away. There's no future for me if I stay. All I see ahead is being scolded by their relatives. And as for inheritance tax, I don't even understand what it is. But if I go abroad, I can find a new handsome fiancé, start fresh, and forget all about this mess, she declared, her decision resolute. Almost immediately, she packed her bags, grabbed her passport, and headed for the airport. It was a bold move, one that she believed would liberate her from the consequences of her actions. Her thoughts were clouded with a sense of desperation, but in her eyes, there was still hope. Hope that somewhere far away she could escape the fallout of her reckless choices. She dreamed of a new life, one where she could reinvent herself and leave the past behind. The idea of running away to a distant land where no one knew her, where no one would judge her for the mess she had made, seemed like the perfect escape. However, unbeknownst to her, the authorities had already anticipated her every move. IRS had been following her every step, tracking her financial dealings, and they were one step ahead of her, ready to intercept her plan before she even set foot on the plane. Aaliyah's scheme to flee the country came to an abrupt halt the moment she was arrested at the airport. The charges were severe. Tax evasion, a crime that could have far-reaching consequences. It was almost poetic in a sense. After everything she had done to try to avoid facing the consequences of her actions, it was her attempt to escape that led to her undoing. The authorities were quick to arrest her, and the situation spiraled from bad to worse. She had no time to make any last-ditch efforts to salvage her freedom. The arrest was swift, and before she knew it, Aaliyah was under investigation for her involvement in a massive tax evasion scheme. As for me, I had already completed the necessary legal processes to renounce any claims to the inheritance. I had signed the paperwork for inheritance renunciation months before, realizing that the burden of it all was something I did not want to carry. It wasn't just the financial aspect that weighed on me. It was the emotional toll of dealing with a family that had become increasingly toxic. I wanted no part in it, and so I had distanced myself from the entire affair. It wasn't long before I heard that not a single one of our relatives came to Aaliyah's aid. I had expected some distant relative, perhaps someone who didn't fully understand the situation, to step in and try to help her, but that didn't happen. Instead, they distanced themselves from her just as I had done, unwilling to take on the weight of her reckless actions. They all knew that Aaliyah had brought this upon herself, and none of them felt obligated to lend a hand. I heard rumors that the tax evasion charges had not only led to her arrest, but had also caused her to owe an even larger sum than originally anticipated. What was once a manageable amount had ballooned into a staggering debt, one that Aaliyah would never be able to pay off. The inheritance she had hoped to claim, the wealth she had counted on as her escape, was now slipping through her fingers. And the repercussions of her actions were only just beginning to unfold. Aaliyah's decision to try and flee the country had been a desperate attempt to escape not only the legal consequences of her crimes, but also the responsibility of inheriting a massive estate, an estate that was now being dismantled. The once prosperous land, passed down through generations, was no longer in her hands. The family legacy, something that had been carefully cultivated for centuries, was crumbling as a result of her misguided choices. Aaliyah had managed to squander it all, her greed and poor judgment ensuring that the estate would not survive under her watch. The land that had once been a symbol of the family's strength and prosperity was now in danger of being sold off piece by piece to pay for her mistakes. The tax debt, coupled with the legal fees and fines from her criminal charges, was simply too much to bear. The family's vast holdings were slipping away, and by the time the authorities were finished with their investigation, the estate would be all but gone. The generational wealth that had been built over the centuries was evaporating in a matter of months. And it was all because of Aaliyah's selfishness and her refusal to take responsibility for her actions. I couldn't help but feel a mixture of sadness and anger as I thought about what was happening to the family's legacy. It wasn't just the financial loss that bothered me, although that was significant enough. It was the sense of betrayal, the realization that Aaliyah had squandered everything without any regard for the consequences. She had chosen to live in denial, to believe that somehow she could avoid the repercussions of her actions. And now, the entire family was paying the price. The news of her arrest and the subsequent unraveling of her life spread quickly. Relatives who had once been loyal to Aaliyah began to distance themselves from her even further. They saw her as a liability, a burden that no one wanted to carry. Aaliyah's actions had left them all in a difficult position, and many of them quietly washed their hands of the situation. It wasn't just that they didn't want to get involved, it was that they could no longer justify standing by someone who had caused so much damage. The trust had been broken, and there was no way to repair it. Aaliyah's arrest marked the end of an era for the family. The once strong ties that bound us all together were now frayed and broken. What had been a tight-knit family had become a fractured, distant group. With everyone looking out for their own interests, there was no unity anymore, no sense of shared purpose. The inheritance that had once been a symbol of continuity and stability was now a symbol of greed, betrayal, and loss. As the days passed, I reflected on how everything had gone so wrong. How did we get to this point? How had a family that had once been so close-knit fallen apart so completely? Aaliyah's decision to run away had been the catalyst, but it wasn't the root cause. The root cause was her inability to face the consequences of her actions, to take responsibility for what she had done. And now, everyone was paying the price. The news of the estate being sold off to pay for her debts reached me not long after. The land, which had once been a source of pride and a symbol of the family's legacy, was being broken up and sold. The once grand property was being divided into smaller parcels, each one sold off to the highest bidder. The estate was being dismantled piece by piece, the wealth that had been built over generations slipping away into the hands of strangers. The family legacy was being erased, all because of Aaliyah's refusal to face the music. At the end of it all, I was left with a bitter sense of closure. Aaliyah's escape, her attempt to flee the consequences of her actions, had failed miserably. And in the end, it wasn't just her future that was destroyed, it was the future of the entire family. The inheritance that had once seemed so promising was now a distant memory, and the estate that had been the heart of the family's wealth and power was no more. As I thought about Aaliyah's actions, I couldn't help but wonder how she had ended up in this position. Looking back, it was almost as if she had been blind to the consequences of her actions from the very beginning. The idea of running away seemed to have been her ultimate escape plan, a desperate measure to flee from the mounting pressure that she had built up over time. But in reality, it wasn't just the family estate, the inheritance, or even the tax evasion charges that had led her to this point. It was her refusal to take accountability for her life, her decisions, and the people around her. Aaliyah had always been the type to avoid responsibility. Even when things were going well, she often relied on others to clean up the messes she created. Her relationships, her financial decisions, her actions, they were all impulsive, driven by short-term desires rather than long-term consideration. She had been chasing the illusion of quick success, of an easy way out, not realizing that those who built things over time, with care and attention, were the ones who truly succeeded. But instead of learning from the struggles of others, she continued to follow her own misguided path. The more I reflected, the clearer it became that her escape wasn't just a physical one. It was also an emotional and psychological attempt to leave behind everything she felt responsible for. When she boarded that plane, she wasn't just running from the authorities or the tax officials, she was running from the very life she had created. A life that had been tainted by poor choices, by her neglect, and by her refusal to understand that real wealth came from building something sustainable, not just taking what was easily available. But even in her attempt to escape, there was no real freedom for Aaliyah. As much as she believed she could run to a distant place and rebuild her life, the consequences of her actions would always follow her. She might have fled the country physically, but her past, her debts, her mistakes would have caught up to her sooner or later. No matter where she went, those mistakes would continue to define her unless she faced them and took responsibility. Unfortunately, Aaliyah never understood that. Instead, she thought that running away, trying to erase everything, was the solution. As the authorities continued their investigation, the full scale of her tax evasion became clear. It wasn't just about a simple mistake or an oversight. This was a deliberate, calculated act of deception. She had hidden her income, falsified documents, and misrepresented her financial situation for years. The debts were staggering, and the fines for her actions were even worse. What she had done was no small crime, and now, as the authorities pieced together the full extent of the fraud, the punishment became more severe. The financial strain on the family was immense. What had once become a sprawling estate, a symbol of generational wealth and legacy, was quickly dwindling. The land was being sold off piece by piece to cover the taxes and fines that Aaliyah had accumulated. The family had always prided itself on maintaining a connection to the land, to its history and heritage, but now the once proud estate was being broken apart. The houses, the fields, the forests, everything that had been passed down for generations was now being auctioned off, no longer in the family's hands. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. Hey! Did you see the photos I just sent you? Wasn't the ocean absolutely gorgeous? The ocean was fine, but the two of you ruining the scenery was hard to miss. What exactly are you trying to accomplish by sending me something like that? Oh, come on. You're such a buzzkill. You could have at least sent a simple, "Wow, what a cute couple," or something. Or maybe, "Where are you guys on your date?" I don't care where you and your stolen man are or what you're doing. You're still so cold. Are you seriously still mad that I took Davis from you? It's been 6 months since your divorce, you know. You're being way too petty. Huh? You really think I'm ever going to forgive you two? You stabbed me in the back and ruined my marriage. Don't act like you've been absolved just because time has passed. You don't get to decide when you're forgiven. Wow, you're still super bitter. What did you expect? Davis and I were married for less than a year, and you, my own sister, had an affair with him. Do you even have a shred of remorse? Do you have any idea how it felt to be betrayed by both my husband and my own flesh and blood? Time doesn't just magically erase that kind of pain. Meh, even if you're still mad, it won't change anything. Davis is never coming back to you. Actually, he's still totally smitten with me. If anything, he seems to have completely forgotten you ever existed. He was so excited about our honeymoon that he woke me up at 5 in the morning today. Wait, honeymoon? Hold on, are you saying those photos you sent were from a trip you're already on? Bzzz, wrong. Nice try, though. The photos I sent were just from the port. We're about to leave for our actual honeymoon. We're setting sail on a luxury cruise ship, an entire honeymoon at sea. What? I know, right? Sure, going somewhere basic like Hawaii would have been fun too, but Davis said that's where ordinary people go. We're not ordinary. He suggested we do something classier. So he booked us a round-the-world cruise on a luxury liner. You have to admit, he's such a sophisticated, thoughtful man, isn't he? Huh, funny. When I was with him, he said, Hawaii's the classic honeymoon spot. You can't go wrong with it. Guess he suddenly got a taste for luxury once he left me. Oh, that's not even the best part! Davis took care of everything in no time. He booked us the best suite on the entire ship. VIP level, of course. I mean, it's way more extravagant than that boring little honeymoon you two had. He's spending several times more on me than he ever did on you. I guess that just shows how much he truly loves me. Yeah, sure. If you say so. I can't believe it. A dreamlike honeymoon on a luxurious cruise ship. Meanwhile, you're still moping around and able to let go of Davis. Honestly, I feel a little bad for you. We're having the time of our lives while you're stuck in the past. Don't worry about me. I really couldn't care less about what you two idiots are doing. Oh, don't try to act tough. I know you're just putting on a brave face. I bet deep down you're seething with jealousy. I mean, come on. Me, boarding a luxurious cruise ship with your ex-husband? You must be dying of envy. Actually, no. I don't feel a shred of envy. If anything, I feel sorry for you. Huh? What? Why the hell would you pity me? You're just jealous. I took your man, I'm married to a rich heir, and now I'm about to set sail on a lavish honeymoon. You should be green with envy. Why? Give me a break. Oh, you haven't heard, have you? Your wonderful new husband, the heir to a family fortune, his family's company just went bankrupt. What? I get why you're so eager to set off on this grand honeymoon. You probably need the distraction, but honestly, you two have bigger things to worry about. Most couples would cancel their honeymoon if they suddenly lost their family's entire fortune. But I get it. It must suck to have your dream vacation ruined before it even starts. I can't help but feel a little sorry for you. Wait. Hold on a second. Riley, what are you talking about? Bankruptcy? What the hell are you saying? There's no way. Yeah. It hasn't hit the news yet, but it's already a massive scandal back home. Word spread like wildfire. Davis's family's company suddenly declared bankruptcy. The employees showed up for work this morning and found a notice taped to the door. Company closed due to bankruptcy. No warning, no prior announcement. Just like that, it was over. No way! That's impossible! Davis's family's company? Bankrupt? That can't be! He's their heir! He's loaded! How could they possibly be bankrupt when we're about to go on such a lavish honeymoon? I don't know the details, but considering you're literally married to the heir, I'm sure you can get all the answers you need. Go ask Davis. You two are about to be stuck on a ship together for weeks. I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to talk. No, this can't be happening! Well, good luck with your honeymoon. I hope you manage to enjoy it. Bye now.
Riley, please help me. I can't get in touch with my parents at all. I've been calling them over and over, but nothing. I think the company really did go under. It's true. Our family business is finished, and because of it, we've lost everything. Our savings, our house, even our cars. I don't know what to do. Please, Riley, what should I do?
Huh? And why exactly should I help you? Sure, I can sympathize with the fact that your family company collapsed, but that has absolutely nothing to do with me. It's not my problem.
What? How can you say something so cold? Even if we're divorced, you were still my wife once. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
Oh, give me a break. We've been divorced for months. I'm not your wife anymore. I'm just another stranger now. And besides, how is it that the son of the company's president had no clue about the financial state of the family business? Are you seriously telling me you had no idea the company was on the verge of bankruptcy?
Of course I didn't. I mean, yeah, I knew sales were down, but I never imagined it was bad enough for the whole company to suddenly collapse. I thought my father had everything under control.
What a useless heir. I heard the company's revenue had dropped by 90% due to all the bad press. Even with those numbers, you still didn't think it might go under? Are you really that dense?
But I thought my dad would fix everything. Sure, sales were tanking, but I figured he and my mom would pull through somehow. They always handled the complicated stuff, so I didn't think it was my responsibility to worry about it.
Unbelievable. The definition of a spoiled, clueless heir.
Then just a few minutes ago, my dad called me, and you know what he said? He told me it was over. The company was beyond saving. So he and my mom, they ran away. They actually skipped town in the middle of the night. And get this, he told me that since we were about to leave for our honeymoon, we should just disappear too. He told us to stay on the cruise and never come back, like we could just vanish.
Wow, an entire family scattered. The big, proud family company reduced to this, huh? What a joke.
And right after that call, I tried to phone him back over and over again, but nothing! I can't reach either of them. They're gone!
Oh, so they planned the bankruptcy in advance, huh? And while they were preparing for their little escape, they used their precious son's honeymoon as a cover. How convenient.
No, you don't get it. It's not just that. We couldn't even board the cruise. We got turned away. Our honeymoon is ruined.
What? You got denied boarding?
Yeah, I think one of the employees or maybe a company staffer caught wind of the bankruptcy news. Before we even stepped onto the ship, some of the cruise staff pulled us aside. They told us we were suspected of attempting to flee the country. And just like that, we were denied entry. We're officially stuck on land. No honeymoon, nothing.
Ha! Wow. I guess even luxury cruises have protocols for suspected fugitives. How fitting.
I tried to explain. I told them over and over that it was just a honeymoon, but they didn't believe me. They checked my bank balance, and you know what they saw? $300. That's all I have left. And with my parents' credit cards frozen and their accounts drained, the cruise staff said they couldn't take the risk. I didn't even get to argue. We were thrown out on the spot.
Wait, $300? That's seriously all you have?
Yeah, but it's not my fault. I always used my dad's credit card when I bought stuff. I never needed my own money. And my mom handled all the salary deposits and savings accounts. I didn't keep track of any of it. But when I checked today, everything was gone, completely wiped. I'm sure my dad funneled the money into their escape fund. They probably took every last cent.
Wow, that's just pathetic.
So, please, Riley, I'm begging you. You were the first person I thought of. You were always there for me, remember? Whenever I was in a bind, you were the one who saved me. You won't abandon me now, right? You'll help me again, right?
What?
Remember when we first got married? I was a total mess back then, but you always had my back. Like that one time when I forgot the important documents for that big meeting with the client. You ran all the way to the office and delivered them just in time. You saved my skin. Or when that difficult client was about to cancel the deal, you jumped in and smoothed things over with them. You always fixed everything for me, Riley. You were my safety net.
Yeah, I remember. I used to run myself ragged trying to be the perfect wife. I gave everything I had to support you. I was so desperate to make things work, even when you didn't appreciate it.
Exactly! You were always there for me, and you could do it again! My parents, the company, my entire life, it's all gone! But you can save me! You can fix this! Please! Maple and I will head over to your place right now! Just let us stay with you for a while! Just until we get back on our feet! Please, Riley, I'm begging you!
Huh! No way. Not a chance.
What? What do you mean, no way?
Look, I feel sorry for your family. I really do. But that doesn't mean I owe you anything. We're divorced, remember? You're just some guy I used to know. I have no obligation to help you. So don't act all familiar and try to guilt trip me. Just don't.
Why are you being so heartless? Did you forget? When we divorced, I gave you a huge settlement. I was more than fair with the alimony and the division of assets. You walked away with plenty. Don't you think you could at least show a little gratitude by helping me out?
Gratitude? Are you serious? The only reason I got that settlement was because you and Maple cheated on me. That was the price you paid for betraying me. Don't you dare act like I owe you anything in return.
But I paid you way more than the average settlement. You're fine financially. Surely you can spare a little for me. Just enough to get us back on our feet.
No, not a chance. You threw away everything we had. You made your choice. Now, deal with the consequences. I'm done here. Goodbye, Davis. Riley, this isn't what I signed up for. I didn't agree to this. Our honeymoon got canceled, and to make things worse, Davis, the man I stole from you, went from being a rich, charming heir to a penniless wreck overnight. I mean, what the hell is this? What's the point of stealing him from you if it all just ends up like this? It's completely meaningless.
Oh, you seem pretty lively, Cora. I take it you somehow managed to find a place to stay last night?
Huh? As if? Do you think we had that kind of luck? We had nowhere to go. We ended up sleeping on a bench in a park near the harbor all night long. Do you have any idea how humiliating that was?
Wow. The ocean breeze must have been pretty chilly at night. You must have been freezing.
Don't act all smug and sympathetic. You should have seen Davis. The guy was absolutely useless. Just pacing around in circles, muttering, "What do we do? What do we do?" Like some scared little kid. Pathetic. I told him if we had no other option, we should at least take out a loan from a consumer finance company just to cover some basic living expenses. You know what he said? He was all, "That's too scary. You do it instead, Cora." He actually shoved the responsibility onto me. Can you believe it?
I mean, what did you expect? He's a pampered, coddled heir who grew up in the lap of luxury. This is probably the first time he's ever had to face real hardship. Of course he doesn't know how to handle it. You can't expect him to suddenly grow a backbone overnight.
No, I don't care. I don't care how he was raised. He's a man, isn't he? He's supposed to be the one protecting me. And yet, here I am, doing everything myself while he just whines and clings to me like a lost child. It's disgusting. I can't take it anymore. I've made up my mind. I'm divorcing Davis.
What? Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm going back home. I can't live like this. So, Riley, I need you to help me. You have to talk to my parents. Convince them to take me back. I still can't go home, remember? My parents kicked me out when I ran off with Davis. I'm still banned from the house.
Oh, no. That's absolutely impossible. If you think my parents were angry, you clearly don't remember your own father's rage. He was livid when he found out about the affair. He told you, "Don't ever show your face here again, you disgrace." And now you think you can just waltz back home? Forget it. There's no way he'll forgive you. And I sure as hell won't be the one trying to convince him.
Come on, don't say that. Help me out, please. Tell you what, if you help me, I'll even throw in a little bonus for you. You can have Davis back. How about that? It's a pretty sweet deal, right? I'll hand him right back over to you. You still love him, don't you? You must. You're still so angry at us. That's proof you're still not over him. You're clearly holding on to some lingering feelings. I mean, come on. You should be grateful. You'll get to have Davis back, and all you have to do is help me convince my parents. It's a win-win, right?
Huh? Are you out of your mind?
Oh, come on! Don't act so cold. You've been stewing in jealousy all this time, haven't you? You must have been dying to take him back. I mean, think about it. You'll finally get to hold him in your arms again. The man you still love. You'll do it, right? You'll help me, right?
Wrong. I couldn't care less about Davis. Actually, scratch that. There is one thing I feel toward him. Pure, undying hatred. That's it. No love. No lingering attachment. Nothing. As far as I'm concerned, he's less than dirt. He's nothing but a parasite I scraped off my shoe. So no thanks. You can keep your little bonus.
Well, wait. Hold on a second. What are you talking about? Hatred? No way! If you're this cold, it means you already have someone else, don't you? You're seeing someone.
Oh, I guess I forgot to mention it. Yeah, I got married.
Huh? Wait, married? You're lying. When the hell did you get married?
Let me think. Oh, right. It was just about a month ago. Actually, it was the day after I finalized my divorce with Davis. A good friend of mine confessed his feelings to me, so on a whim, I said yes, and we got married.
What the hell? Are you insane? You got married right after divorcing Davis?
Sure did. Why not? Honestly, after going through a divorce, the idea of getting remarried didn't faze me at all. Once you're divorced, getting divorced a second or third time isn't that big of a deal. I mean, who cares? If it doesn't work out, well, just split up. Simple. No biggie. Actually, it's kind of liberating. The whole ordeal made me stronger, so I'm not afraid of things falling apart anymore.
Oh, holy shit! You've really changed.
Yep. So, about your little request, you can deal with your own mess. I'm not your cleanup crew. And while you're at it, good luck begging your parents for forgiveness. I'm sure that'll go over great. Oh, and Davis? Yeah, you can keep him. I'm not interested.
No! This can't be happening! This isn't how it was supposed to go! I was supposed to be living the dream! Right now, I should have been on that luxury cruise, sipping champagne and basking in the sun! I was supposed to be having the time of my life, living happily ever after!
Oh, that reminds me. You just mentioned the cruise, right? You were going to board the luxury liner in Florida? The Green Cruising 2-month world tour, right?
Yeah? So what? Why are you bringing that up?
What a coincidence! Guess what? That's the exact cruise I'm on right now.
What? No way! You're lying! You can't be on my honeymoon cruise!
Oh, it's true. But don't get the wrong idea. We're not in a fancy suite like you were aiming for. We're just in one of the budget, second-class cabins. Still, even with a cheap room, it's been wonderful. Just me and my new husband, enjoying our honeymoon. You know, if your precious Davis's family company hadn't gone under, we would have been on the same ship. Imagine that. You and Davis, completely broke, running into me and my new husband. What a nightmare that would have been.
No! No, you're lying. This can't be happening. This was supposed to be my dream honeymoon, not yours.
Oh, well, guess I'll just have to enjoy it for you. Bon voyage, Cora.
Riley! How could you? You went and married another man while I was still here? Are you trying to rub it in my face?
Huh?
I heard it all from Cora. I couldn't believe it. You, of all people, getting married to someone else so quickly.
And why would that have anything to do with you? Who I marry or when I do it is none of your business.
Of course it has everything to do with me. I was planning on getting back together with you.
What did you just say?
I lost everything! My parents, my job, my money! And yet instead of supporting me, Cora just kept tearing into me. She kept calling me useless, a failure, saying I was nothing but a waste of space. Then to make things worse, she suddenly announced that she was going to leave me and marry some rich guy. She didn't even hesitate. But you were never like that. You would never have said such cruel things. If I had been with you back when my company went under, I know you wouldn't have abandoned me. You would have stayed by my side no matter how bad things got.
You're right about one thing. When I married you, I made a commitment. I was fully prepared for the risks that came with being married to a business owner. The title of CEO sounds glamorous, but I knew there was always the looming threat of failure. I thought about what would happen if your company ever collapsed, if everything fell apart. I was ready to stand by you, for better or worse.
See? You really are the perfect woman! God, what a fool I was! Why? Why did I ever cheat on you? How could I have been so stupid when I had someone as incredible as you right by my side? I finally understand how precious you are. I get it now. So please, please, Riley, leave your new husband and come back to me.
No thanks. I'm perfectly happy with my husband. I love him with all my heart. Even if the sky opened up and rained spears, I still wouldn't take back a lying, cheating scumbag like you.
What?
But hey, thanks for finally realizing what a catch I am. It's a bit late, but still, I'll take the compliment. Oh, and by the way, because you were such a colossal idiot back then, I ended up finding a new and much happier path for myself. In fact, looking back, I'm honestly glad we got divorced. It's probably one of the best things that ever happened to me.
You've got to be kidding me! You can't be serious! I'm practically begging you here! If you're so dead set on never taking me back, then give me my money back!
What?
Yeah, you heard me. That alimony I paid, it was way too much. I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I've realized it was totally unfair. You need to pay me back for everything that went over the standard amount. If you're not coming back to me, then give me my damn money back.
Oh, wow. You're unbelievable. But sorry to break it to you, I already spent the standard amount you're whining about. You know where? On my honeymoon with my husband.
What? What did you just say?
Didn't Cora tell you we're on our honeymoon right now? And guess what? We're on the exact same luxury cruise you and Cora were denied boarding for.
No way!
Yeah. It's going to be an absolutely spectacular trip thanks to you. Your money is making this honeymoon extra special, so thanks for that. Hope you enjoy sitting at home stewing in your misery. Bye now. Riley, what should I do? I rushed back home to my parents' house, but they threw me out. They said, just because the situation has changed doesn't mean we'll ever forgive you. They wouldn't even let me step through the front door. Yeah, that sounds about right. There's no way Dad and Mom would forgive you that easily. You should have known that. Please, Riley. I have no one else. You're my only hope now. I'm begging you. Can't you at least lend me some money? Just a little. Enough to get by. Huh? I'm completely out of money. I'm really in trouble here. I want to divorce Davis and find another man as soon as possible, but he refuses to sign the divorce papers. He says there's no way I'm letting you run off alone. Oh, how unfortunate. No, seriously. He's being absolutely awful. He says that since he once spoiled me with luxury, now it's my turn to support him. He keeps telling me to go work if I need money or take out a loan from a consumer finance company. He's constantly barking orders at me, yet he does nothing himself. He just lazes around while I'm supposed to figure everything out. That must be so hard for you. What a shame. Please, Riley. I'm truly sorry for everything I did. I regret it all. For stealing Davis from you, for the way I treated you. I know I was terrible, but I'm begging you. Please lend me some money. If you don't, I'll have no choice but to become homeless. You know what? That might actually be the perfect solution. What? Yeah, I mean, why not? You two can face it together. You're still a couple, right? You're not alone. So you'll figure something out. Just the two of you. You'll survive somehow. But wait, you can't be serious. You're really not going to help me? Even when I'm practically on my knees begging? I'm your little sister. I'm suffering, completely ruined, and you're seriously not going to help me? A normal sister would rush to save me right away. You're supposed to be there for me. Oh, come on. Even if I wanted to, I physically can't. I'm currently floating on the ocean. You know, enjoying my honeymoon. So sorry. There's no way I can rush over to help you. Even if I were back in Texas, though, I still wouldn't lift a finger to help a pathetic backstabbing woman like you. No! You're kidding, right? You can't be this cruel. Cruel? You want to talk about cruel? You made your bed. Now lie in it. This is the life you chose when you stole my fiancé. You destroyed my future for your own selfish gain. And now that it's blowing up in your face, you suddenly expect me to save you? That's not how this works. You're going to have to endure the consequences of your own choices. So, be a good wife. Stick it out with Davis. You deserve each other. No, you're wrong. I didn't think it would turn out like this. I just thought he was better for me. I didn't know he'd turn into this useless, controlling jerk. Please, Riley, I made a mistake, okay? I admit it, but don't abandon me. You're my sister. You can't seriously be this cold. You really still don't get it, do you? You don't get to play the victim here. You stabbed me in the back. You betrayed your own flesh and blood without a second thought. And now you expect sympathy? You expect me to feel sorry for you? I was blinded by love. I didn't think. Oh, don't give me that. You knew exactly what you were doing. You knew you were wrecking my relationship. You just didn't care. You saw the luxury and the lifestyle he could offer, and you snatched it all away from me. You were grinning ear to ear at my misery back then. So why should I care about yours now? But we're sisters. Oh, spare me the family card. That doesn't mean anything anymore. You threw that bond away the moment you stole Davis from me. You chose him over your own sister. Now, you're stuck with him, and I think it's just perfect. Poetic justice, really. You deserve every bit of it. Please, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I swear I'll make it up to you. Just help me this once. No. You know what? You and Davis can go ahead and live in the gutter for all I care. Be homeless together. You wanted him so badly, right? So enjoy him, for better or worse. You don't get to cherry pick when it's convenient. You made this mess. Now live in it. Goodbye, Layla. After that, Cora and Davis desperately sought help from friends and acquaintances, but their efforts were in vain. Davis's former friends had cut off all contact after his company's bankruptcy, leaving him completely isolated, even his relatives. Instead of offering support, hounded him to repay the loans his parents had taken. Meanwhile, Cora, who had once smugly boasted to her friends about stealing Davis away, found herself abandoned. The very people she had once flaunted her so-called victory to turned their backs on her, saying things like, "After all that bragging, I don't consider you a friend anymore." With no one willing to help, the two were completely cornered. In the end, they were left with no choice but to flee in the dead of night. No one knows where they are or what they're doing now. They simply vanished without a trace. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hey, Edith! I just changed my phone a moment ago. Got a new number, so can you save it? Also, my messaging account is new, so add that too.
Why did you suddenly get a new phone? You just upgraded to the latest model last year.
A lot happened. Anyway, you can delete my old contact. And make sure to block my old messaging account.
A lot happened? What do you mean? And why would you go out of your way to buy a new phone while you're on a business trip?
I'll explain later. For now, I need to get back to work. Listen, just make sure you block that account, alright? Edith, do you have a moment? I need to talk to you about something important.
Something important?
Remember how I suddenly changed my phone the other day? Actually, I was preparing for a fresh start in my life.
A fresh start? What do you mean? Don't tell me you're being transferred to another location for work.
No, this has nothing to do with my job. Edith, I know this is sudden, but I want a divorce.
A divorce?
There's someone else. No, to be clear, I'm already in a relationship. I want to leave you and be with her, so I need you to agree to the divorce.
Wait a minute. By saying you're in a relationship, you mean you cheated on me?
Yeah, I won't try to hide it. I was seeing someone behind your back, and I got her pregnant, so I have to take responsibility and marry her.
You've got to be kidding me. Not only did you betray me, but you also got her pregnant? That's unforgivable.
As a man, I have to take responsibility. Luckily, we don't have any kids together, so I need you to divorce me immediately.
You expect me to just accept this out of nowhere? I never thought you were the kind of person who would cheat.
Sorry, but men are just like that.
And now you're acting all smug about it? If I do agree to the divorce, will you take proper responsibility for your actions?
Are you talking about alimony? Sorry, but I have no intention of paying you a single cent, so just sign the divorce papers and leave.
Excuse me?
A wife who gets cheated on is at fault. I didn't do anything wrong. That means I don't have to pay you anything.
You've got to be joking! You're willing to take responsibility for your mistress, but not for me? If you won't do what's right, then I absolutely refuse to get divorced.
Shut up! When I say we're getting divorced, we're getting divorced! Now be a good son and sign the divorce paper.
Wait, son?
What? No, I misspoke! I'm too excited about my future child, that's all. Anyway, you just need to divorce me. No alimony since I got someone else pregnant. Just sign the papers and keep quiet.
My husband is sitting right next to me.
What?
Wait a second. Cam, is that you? You were pretending to be Dave and trying to make me agree to a divorce? What exactly were you trying to do?
Why? How did you know it was me?
Because you slipped up and called him your son. Plus, Dave is sitting right here, and he immediately guessed it was you.
Why is my son there? He was supposed to be on a business trip in Florida. That's why I timed this perfectly and even got a new phone.
You really went to great lengths, huh? Because of you, I actually blocked Dave's real account. But instead of losing contact, he got worried and cut his business trip short to come home.
No way!
And we were just discussing it, trying to figure out who was behind this. But I never expected the culprit to be you.
If only Dave had not come back early, everything would have gone perfectly!
Well, what can I say? He just loves me that much.
What?
He panicked after just a few days without contact. He's completely head over heels for me. The reason your plan failed is that you underestimated how much he loves me.
Don't get cocky! I will never accept this! My son deserves a cute, sweet wife! Someone like his ex, Rachel!
Are you seriously still saying that? Dave and Rachel broke up 3 years ago.
Shut up! They were supposed to get back together, but you got in the way. I wanted my dear Rachel to be my daughter-in-law!
You do realize Rachel probably doesn't want anything to do with this, right? The fact that her ex's mother is still obsessed with their relationship, she'd probably be disgusted.
That's not true! Rachel told me herself that she wanted to get back together with Dave. She was too shy to say it to him directly, so she asked for my help. That's why I've been doing all of this.
Wait, are you telling me you and Rachel have been working together on this?
That's right. We planned everything together.
Unbelievable. You two actually came up with this ridiculous scheme. A meddling mother-in-law and a desperate ex? That's a nightmare combo.
Now that I've told you everything, just accept it and divorce Dave already. Rachel is the one who belongs with him. I will never accept you as my daughter-in-law.
Fine, you don't have to accept me as your daughter-in-law. In return, I won't acknowledge you as my mother-in-law either.
What?
I didn't marry Dave to be accepted by you. Marriage is between the two people involved. It doesn't matter what their parents think. So if you don't want to recognize me as family, go ahead. It makes no difference to me.
What's with this arrogant attitude? Even though I've made it clear I don't like you, you're acting like it doesn't affect you at all.
Just so you know, Dave feels the same way. If I'm an arrogant wife, then he's an arrogant son.
Don't be ridiculous. Dave is not arrogant. He's always been a kind, filial son. He only married you because he was confused. You won't be acting so smug for long. He'll definitely come to his senses and divorce you.
That's enough, Mom!
What?
I feel the same way as Edith. If you refuse to accept her, then I have no choice. As long as you keep this up, consider yourself cut off from me.
Dave? What are you saying?
This is the only way, otherwise this argument will never end. If we can't see eye to eye, then we need to create some distance.
A son cutting off his mother? No, I know what's happening. Edith must have forced you to say this. I know you would never abandon me.
This is my decision alone. Edith is just as surprised as you are. I know you've always wanted a daughter, Mom. And I know you adored Rachel. She was sweet, domestic, and checked all the boxes for your ideal daughter-in-law. But our relationship ended a long time ago, so stop interfering.
But Rachel still wants to be with you. She told me herself. She even tried asking you to take her back, didn't she?
You even know about that?
Then why won't you give her another chance? She would be a much better wife than Edith. It's not too late. Just divorce her. You still have feelings for Rachel, don't you?
Not a single one. Not after she cheated on me with my best friend.
What? Rachel cheated? With your best friend?
Dan, my childhood friend. The guy I played baseball with since we were kids. My catcher when I was the pitcher. Rachel cheated on me with him. That's why we broke up.
You're lying.
It happened at one of our baseball reunions. I got drunk one night, so I asked Rachel to pick me up. That's when they exchanged numbers and started their affair.
No way. Dan, of all people. You two were inseparable. Our families were even close. And Rachel, I can't believe she would cheat.
And yet you still want me to go back to her? Are you really telling me to marry someone unfaithful?
Edith
isn't like Rachel. She loves me and only me. She's the person I feel the safest with. I have no intention of letting her go, and I never want to see you again. We're done here. And just so you know, I'm telling Dad everything.
Wait!
Don't ever try to contact us again. If you do, you'll regret it.
How are you going to take responsibility for this? Because of you, I haven't been able to contact Dave at all since then. And on top of that, my husband scolded me harshly. Thanks to you, I've been feeling absolutely miserable.
Huh? I don't see how any of that is my fault. This is entirely your own doing, so don't try to put the blame on me.
You're just as insolent as ever. You could at least show some remorse and apologize. Rachel was kind enough to comfort me when I was crying my eyes out.
Wait, are you seriously still hanging out with that cheating woman?
Don't be so vulgar. Rachel didn't cheat because she wanted to. Dave is also at fault for making her feel lonely.
What?
When I first found out Rachel had cheated, I was devastated. But she didn't run away. She explained everything to me honestly. She didn't really want to cheat. But Dave was always busy with work, and when he had time off, he was always out with his friends. She felt lonely, and she wanted him to be jealous. That's the only reason she strayed.
And you actually accepted that ridiculous excuse? She betrayed your precious son, you know?
As a woman, I completely understand how Rachel felt. Even I have made mistakes when I was feeling lonely. When it happens under these circumstances, cheating is understandable, so it doesn't count.
Hold on, are you admitting to having cheated before? That's honestly disturbing.
That's not the point right now! Listen, I'm not giving up. A cheeky daughter-in-law like you is not fit for my son. I will make sure Rachel marries him instead.
If anyone is being cheeky here, it's Rachel. She got dumped, and yet she has the audacity to run crying to her ex-boyfriend's mother? Not only that, but she was the one who cheated, and now she's trying to weasel her way back in? As a woman, I find her attitude extremely off-putting. If she really wants to win Dave back, she should tell him to his face instead of scheming behind the scenes. If she wants a proper fight, I'd be happy to challenge her to a duel under the bridge.
Rachel is a delicate and kind girl. I won't let her do something so violent.
A truly delicate woman wouldn't be orchestrating this ridiculous plot for a reunion.
Regardless, I will make sure you and Dave get divorced. I won't give up just because of this.
Oh, perfect. That's a solid confirmation. Let me take a screenshot and send it to my father-in-law. While I'm at it, I'll include your little defense of cheating as well. If this ends in divorce, well, that's out of my hands.
Oh, wait!
Dave told you, didn't he? He said never to contact him again, never to come near him. And I'm pretty sure your husband already scolded you thoroughly for this, yet here you are contacting me without a second thought. So I'll just go ahead and report this, as I was asked to do.
No, wait! Don't do anything unnecessary!
I was specifically told to report if you contacted me again.
What?
Oh, looks like I already got a reply from my father-in-law. He says he's going to pick up the divorce papers now.
What?
Here's what he wrote. I apologize for everything. At this point, I think the best course of action is for us to divorce and completely sever ties. If we do that, I will no longer be your husband, and you will no longer be Dave's mother. With that, you will have no reason to contact them ever again.
No!
Also, it seems like he already knew about the cheating. He wrote, "She doesn't even seem remorseful, so I have no hesitation about going through with the divorce."
What did you just say?
I wonder how much he actually knows. Maybe he found out a long time ago and just let it slide. You should probably have a proper conversation with him about that.
No, I don't want a divorce. I'm already in my 60s. I've been a housewife my entire life. If I get divorced now, I'll be completely screwed.
That's something you should discuss directly with my father-in-law. There's nothing I can do about it.
I was really told to divorce. Right after that, my husband brought me the divorce papers. He told me to sign them immediately. No matter what I said, he wouldn't listen.
Oh, my father-in-law must be quite terrifying when he's angry.
And you know what? He knew all about my past infidelity. He knew and chose to overlook it. Back then, he said he was too busy with work to pay attention to the family. He believed that if his wife cheated, it was because he wasn't around enough. He thought it was something that just happened.
Oh my.
But he said just because he had let it slide doesn't mean I should act like nothing happened. He assumed I would feel guilty, but apparently I didn't seem to. He said he couldn't accept the mindset that it's okay for a husband to be at fault for being cheated on. That's something you, the one who actually cheated, shouldn't be saying.
It's such reasonable logic that I couldn't say anything back.
Then, after I signed the divorce papers, I was immediately kicked out of the house. They only let me take what little luggage I could carry. What am I supposed to do now?
I have no idea. Why don't you reach out to Rachel? You've always treated her like your own daughter, haven't you?
I don't need you to tell me that. I've already tried contacting her, but she's completely cut me off.
What?
When I begged her to let me stay because I had nowhere else to go, she said, "Why should I live with some stranger like you?" And that was the last I heard from her. I never thought she'd be so heartless.
Oh, looks like her true colors are finally showing.
Isn't it terrible how she's abandoned me like this? I've always been there for Rachel. I've been doing everything I could to convince my son to accept her. You even justified all her cheating, and now look at the result. I've been cut off by my son and told to divorce by my husband. All my struggles have been in vain. Please, Edith. I swear I'll accept you as my daughter-in-law now. I'm sorry for all the terrible things I've said to you in the past. I'll apologize for everything, so please help me out. What exactly are you asking me to help you with? First, I need you to help me convince your father-in-law. If you, as his daughter-in-law, ask him, maybe he'll cancel the divorce. And I want to make up with Dave, too. Could you help mediate between us? I'm sorry, Cam. I have to decline all of your requests. Why? I'm telling you, I'll apologize for everything I've done up to now. I've always been the cheeky daughter-in-law you've described me as, so I'm sorry, but even if you apologize now, I won't be able to forgive you. Well, wait, I don't know what to do. Well then, I'll take my leave. Don't worry, I'll make sure not to cheat, and I'll make your son happy. You can rest easy knowing that. Cam's situation had grown more complicated as the weeks passed. The divorce between her parents was more than just the dissolution of a marriage. It felt like the unraveling of everything she had once known and believed in. It wasn't just a legal separation between two people. It was a death of a dream. The severing of the very fabric of the family unit that had always been her sense of stability. For Cam, her world was falling apart at the seams, and she couldn't stop it. In her desperate attempt to salvage something from the wreckage, Cam had tried to appeal to her husband. She had tried everything she could think of to reverse the divorce, even resorting to the most humble and desperate of actions, begging on her knees. The scene was heart-wrenching, full of emotion, and marked by Cam's desperation to repair the damage that had been done. She had pleaded, asking her husband to reconsider, to give her mother a second chance, to somehow mend the brokenness that had overtaken their family. But her husband, with a coldness that she couldn't understand, refused to even acknowledge her pleas. To him, the decision had been made. He had already checked out, emotionally and physically. His mind was set, and Cam was left powerless in the face of it. No amount of pleading or begging would change his resolve. As soon as the divorce papers were signed and processed, the finality of it all hit Cam like a tidal wave. It wasn't just a legal document. It was the end of her childhood, the end of her perception of what family was supposed to be. Her husband's indifference only made matters worse. While Cam had hoped deep down that her husband would somehow come to his senses, Dave, her son, had already come to terms with the situation long before. To him, the collapse of their family wasn't a surprise. It had been inevitable. He knew about their mother's affair for years. He had seen the signs and had been forced to accept that the people he had once admired and looked up to were fallible, human, and capable of making catastrophic mistakes. I knew about Mom's affair, Dave had said one day when the topic of the divorce came up. His voice was so calm, so resigned that it almost made it sound like he was talking about something trivial. I came back from school one day and there was some guy in the house. I didn't think much of it, to be honest. I knew what was going on, and it didn't bother me that much anymore. It was just what happened. It wasn't even shocking. He continued, as if this revelation about their mother's betrayal was just another mundane piece of family history. I couldn't be bothered with it. Divorce? Yeah, it was just a matter of time. Dave had a way of removing himself emotionally from situations like this. He had grown up in a household where things were never as perfect as they seemed. And he had learned early on that there was no point in clinging to illusions of family unity. Dave's detached perspective contrasted sharply with Cam's emotional breakdown. To her, the breakup of their parents' marriage was a deep personal wound, a betrayal she couldn't quite process. She had always idealized the idea of family, the concept that, no matter what, family should stand together, but her husband's coldness toward her plea for reconciliation left her questioning everything. She couldn't understand how he could walk away so easily, how he could shut her out like that when she needed him most. Her husband, in her eyes, was someone who had simply given up. It was during this turmoil that Cam began to direct her anger toward Rachel, the woman who had, in her mind, stolen her family, the woman who had been the catalyst for the unraveling of everything Cam had held dear. Rachel had always been a peripheral part of Cam's life, someone who never seemed to pose any real threat. But now, after the revelation of the affair and the ensuing divorce, Rachel became a convenient target for all of Cam's fury. Cam didn't just want to confront Rachel, she needed someone to blame, someone to hold accountable for the wreckage her life had become. Cam stormed over to Rachel's house, driven by a mix of grief, frustration, and confusion. She wanted answers, but more than that, she wanted closure. She needed someone to take responsibility for the destruction of her family, someone to acknowledge the pain she was feeling. So, she found herself knocking on Rachel's door, her mind spinning with rage and her heart heavy with grief. When Rachel opened the door, Cam immediately launched into her accusations. "It's all your fault. You took everything from me. You ruined everything. You destroyed my family." Her voice cracked with emotion as she shouted, her words tumbling out in a wave of anger and disbelief. Rachel, standing in the doorway, was taken aback by the onslaught. She had never expected anything like this, certainly not from Cam. In fact, Rachel had always thought of herself as someone who was just trying to get by, never intending to hurt anyone. But here she was, being accused of destroying a family she had never truly been a part of. Being blamed for something that was far beyond her control. She stood frozen, not knowing how to respond, unsure whether to defend herself or apologize for something she hadn't intentionally done. The confrontation escalated quickly, with Cam's anger building to a fever pitch. She couldn't see beyond her own pain, her own sense of betrayal, but as her outburst reached its peak, a neighbor who had been watching from their window misinterpreted the situation. The neighbor, hearing the loud voices and seeing the heated argument, assumed something much darker was going on. They immediately assumed that Rachel was involved in some kind of fraudulent activity, perhaps targeting vulnerable elderly people. It was a hasty judgment, one made without any real understanding of the situation, but it was enough to prompt the neighbor to call the police. Within minutes, the police arrived on the scene, their flashing lights cutting through the tension of the moment. They were unaware of the backstory between Cam, Rachel, and the divorce. They only knew what they had been told. The neighbor's report painted a picture of Rachel as someone involved in a scam, and the police were now tasked with investigating it. Cam and Rachel were both taken into custody for questioning, their confrontation turning into something much more serious than either of them had anticipated. The investigation into the situation took hours. During that time, both Cam and Rachel were questioned separately by the authorities. Initially, the police officers believed that Rachel had somehow been involved in a scheme, a fraudulent scam targeting the elderly. The details of the argument had been misunderstood, and the officers had no context for the emotional chaos that had led to the confrontation. They treated it as a potential criminal case, gathering evidence and taking statements from both women. This situation was tense, confusing, and frustrating for both Cam and Rachel. They had never expected to be caught up in something like this, certainly not for something so deeply personal. However, as the hours passed and the investigation progressed, the truth began to come to light. The police realized that there was no criminal activity involved. What had occurred was nothing more than a personal, emotionally charged dispute between two people caught in a whirlwind of grief, anger, and betrayal. Rachel wasn't involved in any criminal enterprise. She was simply a bystander in a family drama that had spiraled out of control. Once the confusion had been cleared up, the authorities apologized for the misunderstanding, and Cam and Rachel were released. But the damage had already been done. The rumors had already started to spread. People in the neighborhood, always eager for gossip, began to speculate on what had really happened. The truth of the situation seemed to matter less and less as the gossip machine churned. Some people claimed that Cam and Rachel had been involved in something far more sinister, while others suggested that the entire confrontation had been staged for some unknown reason. Each new retelling of the story added layers of fiction and embellishment, making it impossible for anyone to discern the truth, with the rumors spreading like wildfire. Cam and Rachel found themselves unable to remain in the same town. The whispers, the glances, the judgment. They couldn't bear it any longer. The weight of the rumors was suffocating, and they knew that there was no way they could continue living in a place where every move they made would be scrutinized. So they decided to leave, without warning, without explanation. They packed their belongings and disappeared. Their departure was sudden and without fanfare. They didn't say goodbye to anyone. They didn't give any clues as to where they were going. They simply vanished.
It was as if they had erased themselves from the town's collective memory. Some people speculated that they had gone to a larger city, hoping to start over, while others believed that they had gone into hiding, away from the judgment and the gossip that had come to define their lives. But no one really knew. The town was left with nothing but questions, with no answers to offer. And for Cam and Rachel, the future was something they would have to face alone, far away from the prying eyes that had once judged them so harshly. As the weeks passed after their departure, the town continued to buzz with rumors. The whispers about Cam and Rachel's sudden disappearance didn't die down. If anything, they grew louder, fueled by curiosity and a need for resolution. People filled in the blanks with their own theories. Some believed that Cam and Rachel had gone off together, rekindling some sort of forbidden relationship. Others thought that they had run away to escape the consequences of their actions. The gossip continued to spread, morphing into something almost mythical, as if the two women had become characters in a local legend. For Cam and Rachel, the decision to leave was as much about protecting themselves from the suffocating judgment of the townspeople as it was about seeking a fresh start. In the quiet aftermath of their departure, neither of them could escape the emotional scars that had been left behind. Despite the quiet, the weight of everything they had gone through continued to press heavily on them. Cam had lost her family. Rachel had lost her sense of normalcy, and both had been thrust into a reality they never expected to face. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.